And these scratches, they're not really scratches. What it is transfer from whatever object went up against this vehicle. If you can't feel it with your thumbnail and it dips down through your clear coat, chances are it'll come off pretty easy with some rubbing compound, or what I like to use initially is a little lacquer thinner. As long as this is factory paint and hasn't been painted before, which looks pretty factory. Any fresh paint you don't want to use this on. Just put a little bit on your rag, like that. Start wiping. Turn a little black. Find a clean spot. You don't want to scrub hard. You don't want to put scratches in the panel. From your angle, it looks like it's completely gone, which it is. Using lacquer thinner on paint takes away all the wax or anything that's on it, and it'll have little fine little micro scratches. So you just want to take a buffer, polisher, polish back up over that spot, and you should be good. Simple as that. Now, being white, I'm not going to be able to show you the little micro, tiny little scratches, but just trust me, they're there. You're going to want to hit it with a polisher. I'm just going to use a little pistol buffer with slow RPMs. You do not want to go fast RPMs on paint. It's not good for the clear coat. I'm going to use some 3M's fine polish. It's not even really a compound, it's more of a polish. For these lighter scratches, you don't need a compound. I'm going to work that in slowly so I don't splatter the whole vehicle with the polish. A little less cleanup that way. Beautiful. So you will have a little bit of swirls with this. So what you do is, once you're done, I'll show you. Look right above my dirty finger right there. There's some tiny little scratches. Nobody will probably really see that. So I'm gonna save this customer some money and not do any wet sand. I'm gonna take a little buff and compound, go over that, and then polish one more time. Once you start wet sanding on clear coat, it takes your UV protection away for your paint. So the less you wet sand, the better. If you can barely see this scratch, it'll be much better for the vehicle to be barely there than to be completely off being wet sanded. So yeah, don't wet sand if you don't have to. Now this is a compound that has little abrasives in it that will cut the clear very minor like. And you have to use the polish over top of it. Else it'll look dull. This is 3M's buffing compound. The door handle has some of that scuff stuff on it also. I'm going to go ahead and take a little lacquer thinner very carefully and wipe that off. I'm going to go ahead and hand polish this to get rid of any swirls. We should be good. Quick disclaimer about this lacquer thinner. You have to be very careful with it, and I would highly suggest not using it unless you're a professional. I've been doing this car work stuff for over 25 years, so I'm almost a professional, I guess. If you get this stuff on your texture moldings and bumpers, it could actually melt the texture right off it and it'll look terrible. And sometimes if you had paint work done before and it's not completely cured, you could be wiping your paint right off your car. So keep that in mind and don't do it. Have a trained professional do it. This is that 3M polish. Come see us at PDR Overland in Newberry, Michigan.